What up, YouTube fans? This is Zuby Masters returning to my Let's Play at Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulation. A dead flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible of your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous! Who is it? Who is this witness? Can't chicken out. Gotta keep on the attack and go, go, go! Miss Elise Dexton's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Lawrence Dexton. Brilliant? Highly gifted? Apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony? He was at this mountain shack. That's when he witnessed the event. I think we've all seen this sketch before. And the exact drawing of what he witnessed then. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming the victim flew through the air? Here, and are you using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Well, Wright, there's nowhere for you to hide now, other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with the sketch? Upside down. Go dot say that. Wait, then let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? Well, the Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Alright, let's... Something is obviously funny about the sketch. No, Arcrit, but I can see it. No, that's not what I mean. Lawrence Dexton stated over and over that he sketched what he exactly saw. However, if we were to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. It's this wire connected to the bridge. The wire? It's that thing that contradicts reality. It is indeed. Let's show the reality is supposed. That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for me. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard. But on the actual jumping jacuzzi, the wires are below the guard. The sketch is somewhat different from what depicted in the photo. However, likely that the artist saw it wrong? He just heard it wrong? Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. With someone like Lawrence, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Saying you know the answer to that. Think that. Remember what Lauren was doing when he witnessed the event? Heaven's Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited and finally laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and set the bridges aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Lawrence must have been at that time. He was laying on his back, which is why he remembered the way he was laying on his back. I can't see how that relates, but it does, Your Honor. The reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down. Oh! No way! Lawrence Dexton witnessed the events he was late. laying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. So then, this sketch should actually, I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Lawrence Dexon's sketch like this. This is how it should actually look. Victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum.
Objection!
Of all things to say, a pendulum. The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. If the body had been found in the inner temple, it would have caused problems. That's where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side, and a pendulum was the only way to get it. Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds right. In order to cover that distance with a pendulum, you need a rope that's at least 10 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plant it. Lightning strike that night can only have been an accident, so it does make sense that the culprit would have to prepare a rope for him. So they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. Upon hand to create. And the meaning of this is, you want to know where the rope came from. It's hanging right there in front of our gorgeous, glorious view. Ah! This is one of the wires on the bridge. And the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire. One of the suspension wires came loose from the criminal didn't have any time to wait. So he tried the wire around at least Dexter's body. Because there was simply no other way to move the body. Mr. Godot. It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on recovery than answering my question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high, so I suppose that it's not an impossibility.
Objection!
Possible or impossible, that's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Try it. I wonder if you can prove it. And the actual evidence of it. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see this one that was in the front of it. So then what was the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let's consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map. This is here. We drop at the opposite bank at approximately this point. Say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What makes you think that something like that happened? Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this autopsy. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. That's... Yes, that blood-stained amethyst crystal. The one that came off Mr. Lee Dexter's staff. More important is the place where the crystal sphere was found. Indeed, I believe it's already more it's overhead. It's found. Precisely, Your Honor. The very spot. Alright, it's given the right amount of space. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have proven us with the way I could have moved that night. Impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Mr. Wright. I thought this cold coffee could help cool your head. What does that mean, this, Mr. Godot? That was dark and bitter. Guess that you may try, but you forgot about one thing. Oh, and what would that be? The aroma. Huh? It's most reliable. This is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Japanese. Can you elaborate more? The criminal the vibes the other side like you said. And naturally, there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to capture. An accomplice? Able to cross Dusky Bridge. So who collected the vibe? Who do you... That is correct. Work as a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. If you please. Take that! Can only be Sister Iris. Huh? But I don't see why you're so surprised. The way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. Which, with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have made it. Tried. Were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cute was on cleanup duty in her temple garden after her daughter bled. I haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange, indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, it was in two different places at the same time. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness. I believe how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge, which means it now a fact that this occurred something you should have already known. No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you should have known about it. In fact, it's impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing, unless you're not really Iris to begin with. How can you say that, Mr. Wright? What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura? Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is... There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that... Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick. Look to my stomach this whole trial. Her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. That's why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. The woman that's standing here in the witness stand, her real name is... I never thought I'd have to earn your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time. Dahlia Hawthorne. Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. You're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some distant bells, but bells nonetheless. It's just your imagination, Grant. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yes, I remember now. That case, 5 years ago.
But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month. So what? Death has no meaning in this world. What? Order! 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 Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already died. What kind of... You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of Karine channeling technique flows within that body. The Karine channeling technique? But where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit. Exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to the temple where her twin sister Iris was? Well, if you're going to put things like that, then yes. You're supposed to believe a coincidence. Naturally, it's no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written here in these instructions. What? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. A part of a plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled that night. There were 2 irises at Sakura Temple. 2 of them. Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means that Iris was at the But the real Iris who gave you the hood and main all was also real. Meaning that the Iris sister bikini saw in the temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne. And what you're saying, Trey? This whole channeling the spirits of Dahlia Hawthorne business? Yes, it's true you found the plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently saying is the real Iris. What? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. The mean sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne had been would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. It's later that the body was moved by her pension. That's right. So that would mean that the Iris that recovered was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yeah. Notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. They found Iris in her room, arrested her. Ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose I can't deny it. Thank goodness. Looks like... I have to say something really ridiculous. Like the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia somehow switch places. To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but unless we confirm this identity, we can't continue with this trial. Have the spiritual power need to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. She was arrested. Dahlia. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris' whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well... it wasn't your fault. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it, Your Honor? There was a fairly large earthquake yesterday. An earthquake?
Earthquake! Goodness, the inner temple. This kind of tremor might. She fled. She escaped. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true Iris was already there. However, they have already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in this right mind would consider the idea of spirit channeling. Be quiet. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge. That voice. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Dahlia Hawthorne. My current profession, permanently retired. Certainly not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh? Why should I? After all, I'm dead. There's nothing you can do to punish me. What's going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. I never thought we'd meet again. I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her and for myself. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? A witness? Yes. How can I help you, Mr. Judge? Well, it seems that we're in we need to hear your testimony. I have no problem with that. But when you see that I have something left in any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. Before it could work, Maya Fey would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and have the blame pinned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway. So that means you really are... Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey? Yes. You have a problem with that? Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way. Watch yourself, trite. If you got a problem, solve it during the cross-examination. That's one of my rules. Your dot is correct. And by the way, that's one of my rules as well. To kill Maya could be true. The plan was a success. You hear me? Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of Master will pass on to Pearl. That's absurd. Maya's just trapped inside the sacred cavern. Really?
You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you, my darling Phoenix? Know the whole truth. Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivete, your pathetic faith in other people. You were executed last month, correct? He was hanged. It was exactly pleasant. How did you manage to discuss the plan? Where did you talk with Morgan Fay? Last year, she was transferred to the same detention centers. Since I was on death row, she was my mother. It was actually pretty easy to meet her. See. So, are you crazy? At first, that woman was planning to kill me as well, even though I'm her own daughter. All to make Pearl Fay the master of crime. She's a cruel twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her younger sister Misty took her place at the match. Since that day, she's been working on a plan. You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct? Yeah, though at first she had high hopes for the two of us. You and your twin sister Iris. That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power, and that's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father. Abandoned? The only person I ever cared about in my life. Sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her alone. Iris? Yes, my father remarried a woman who was also a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father has absolutely no interest in children. A really horrible one was that woman, that bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power. Unfortunately, Morgan Fay used all of her broken hopes and dreams into that poor child, all because of her pathetic dream of having her bloodline become the main family. We'd have to die, but why? For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master. Main descendants of the current master have been taking care of. But Pearl would never agree to a plan like that. She adores Maya. How sad. You still don't get it, do you? What Pearl wanted had nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl. The only thing she cared about was the position of the master, that's all. That's ridiculous! She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally the life of Maya Fay as well. How could anyone do that? You were going to kill Maya? Pearl didn't need to know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions of the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used her body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead, and there's nothing any of you can do to me. So the plan was to blame the crime on your younger twin, my sister Iris Apothecary Temple. She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If anyone were to witness me killing Maya, naturally they would think it was Iris that had done it. The witness in this case was the head nun's sister Takumi. I never would have guessed she was going to return to the Hazakura Temple then, but she wound up seeing Iris as crime. But why did you want to join the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she? Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her. Backstabber? You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway, I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan? I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. I have no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of. If that's how you feel, why did you carry out her plan? Why would you do that? Why would you kill Maya? You may not understand it, being kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman. And so tell me, why? Isn't it obvious? It's not like that woman. I only act in my own self. The reason I helped her was for myself, for my own personal self. What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reasons for wanting Maya dead.
Objection!
Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself? As if I said none of you had the power to punish me anymore, because I'm already dead. I had the same problem, you see. I couldn't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either. You wanted to take revenge on someone? I was sentenced to death because of Maya Fey. Mia Fey. Somehow knew this was. I wanted to send her a message. At her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up. The reason it was impossible was perhaps because Mia Fey had already died. And I realized there was only one way to take revenge against them dead. And how did you do that? Even with the body died, the ego, it lives on forever. The way that was that I wanted to kill my one and only way I could take my revenge against my the reason I helped out with that woman. Just for that you would kill me. Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fay. As they said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Cruel, cold, and heartless. Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you there's not a thing you can do to me. That night. About 9:30, I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair and put on a demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left House of Crypt. These decks have been channeled her after all. Ridiculous nun never noticed the thing. She left Maya Fey at the end, involved in fact clutching her poor belly. What did you do there? The kid was easier to handle than I hoped. I caught up with her in the front of the stone lamp, took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and... So then you're saying you stabbed Maya? Strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. What does that mean? No clear memory. I don't know. I think I was stabbed. You were stabbed? Maya Fey must have stabbed me, I'm for sure. That's not like her. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork. Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. Before I did, I scrawled her name on the lamp. Just as I passed out, I wrote Maya behind my head. So it cast suspicion on me. Until the memory temporarily stopped. It stopped? I have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own two hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. Woke up after that. I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by the sacred cavern, which was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I've been trapped in there. How did you wind up in there? I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead, and I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I had killed her myself. Ghost, you're one tough kid. I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead, but I couldn't get out. The trick lock stopped me. I don't know how I remember. So you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside this sacred cavern? Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working. Interrupted? It was early in the morning. Someone came into the tent. Who? Could have been Maya. I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see. Why not? If someone had spotted me, I would have lost a chance to take revenge, so I made sure to hide myself well in the back of the seat. Only two people could have gone through. Maya and Pearl. The hanging scroll and gravy. There's a reason, but that was too late. What do you mean by that? The flies had already started to gather. Dix and the police had started their investigation for it. Naturally, I couldn't go out, so instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse, so I had hope. Just then, Lady Luck showed up. Lady Luck! After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself. Real Irish. She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was alright. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. I locked her away in my place. Learned exactly what happened. It was then I learned that the plan had actually succeeded. What do you mean by your plan had succeeded? I had misunderstood one thing that night, the one that summoned me. I assumed that it was Pearl Faye. Well, of course you would assume that. It was written in the instructions. But I was wrong. The person that actually called my spirit was Misty Faye, the picture book author. What? Well, that's really the only possibility. After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Maya Faye. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit. And that is matricide, the sin of killing your own mother. No way! Order! What does it mean? It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Faye, but even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Faye's life with none other than your darling little mother. Ridiculous! That's nonsense! Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there? What? What do you mean? The so-called evidence. The fact that Maya Faye has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it? That she was still in the sacred cavern is ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple that much is obvious. In that case, there is only one place she could be. You have to spell it out the bottom of the Eagle River. Eagle River. Held to her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must felt when she realized? That's right, she threw herself into the Eagle River. Most bodies that wind up there are lost forever. So what do you have to say now, Feeny? Oops. Sorry, that's my phone. What kind of ringtone is that? Go Dot here. Okay, thanks. Was it something important? They just finished removing the lock from the sacred cavern. That's great! What about Maya? There was a woman. Was it Maya Faye? It was accused. Sister Iris. Huh? You don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that. What about Maya? Where is she? There was no one else to be found inside the secret cavern. No, it can't be. I told you, didn't I? She's dead. No! Seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end.
Sadly, it appears that the killer of Elise Dexon also knows that this Mr. Faye was her own daughter, Maya Faye. Overcome with guilt for what she's done, Maya Faye jumped to her death into the raging waters of Eagle River. It can't be. Trap. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth, no matter how improbable it may seem. What is this supposed to mean? Prosecutor, according to this witness, threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was going to take place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the brick. That's right. That's where she jumped from. But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. What? Don't you get your panties all twisted up, Trap? Just relax and think through this whole thing. And throwing herself. Mr. Wright? It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness. What did you say? 11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead. See, below the cliffside, it is a rock shelf. Oh, you're right. She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, she would have been able to see her body in this photo. So you finally figured it out. No! Order! You're just playing with me. Maya Faye's body is in the bottom of the Eagle River. There's nowhere else she could be. Miss Dahlia, Miss Hall, have you heard this one before? Possibly. Whatever remains must be the truth. Yes, just a few minutes ago. Inside the sacred cabinet. But now that she couldn't throw herself in the river, that eliminates all the most likely possibilities. Yet, although it seems improbable, there's still one of them. What? What is this one possibility you're talking about? It's obviously false. So where is her dead body? The living have no way to punish them. I think there's a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? There's only one possibility. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. What? My face here? You say that she's in my courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne. It seems you recall that you said, I had misunderstood one thing you said. So what? I think there's one more thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne? That's obvious. It's Pearl Faye. It's that pathetic little sniveling runt. You're wrong. Pearl tried, but she couldn't do it. Called me? Poor Pearl did, but who? Pearl's even tried again the day after the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer than you right about now, my girl. It wasn't Pearl that channeled you. Before she... This is easy. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Faye is gone. There's only one possibility left. Already. I can't stand the tension. Dahlia Hawthorne, the person channeling you right now must be Maya Faye!
What?
But how can that be? Remember what that witness Dahlia Hawthorne said about her goal? She said that her goal was to kill Maya Fey. Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled that fear to someone that's trying to kill her... Well, Gramps, what would happen? Could it be? Looks like you finally understand, Your Honor. I don't. What are you going on about? What I'm going about is the reason Maya channeled you. There's only one reason. To protect herself from you. To protect herself? From me? Yes. On the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. Path back to Hazakura was closed off and there was nowhere to run. Then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide? You mean that's when she channeled me? At the time, you thought you'd been channeled by Pearl. Oh, it never occurred to me that Maya's hiding place was you. No. No! Don't say that! You're saying that I, Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp? They killed herself, isn't it obvious? Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. This is the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could have disappeared from the inner temple. I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who has never been out in the real world, she could have never come up with a plan like this. Who could have given her such a brilliant plan? Well, me, of course. Mia, Faye. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. It's true. It's you. Yeah. Here's something else. What are you doing? It's pearls, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to the night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in her temple's garden. And then, in the final moment of the fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. She did? Not terribly surprised since she was about to be killed. When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed to help. So she channeled me. She explained to me what I thought she'd do. She did that? I can't believe it. Of course, I didn't have all the details, but one thing was perfectly clear. And that was, I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down two things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and locked herself in the sacred cavern until help arrived. This was Maya who put that lock on there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those two things? She hadn't... Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey. Pearls. Pearl didn't properly understand the plan. So all she was trying to do was following her mother Fey's instructions. In order to face him. Things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly. So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along. How dare you! I won't forget this! Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yes, and another failure to add to the pile of shame you wouldn't say. What do you mean by another? Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single of them was a success. They all ended in failure. What? How dare you? 11 years ago. The fake kidnapping was your very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond. Oh.
After Terry Claus escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed. Shut your mouth! That wasn't my fault! Because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman. And then 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but... you wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny. You wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face. And now this. You messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Fey, Maya Fey, you spinster! I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. If only you had gotten this spiky-haired jerk, the guilty person, I would have been hanged to death. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose all of eternity. I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you. Because you were already dead. What about it? And you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain a Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there's no escape for that, no hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burned to a crisp. You're wrong! It can't be! How could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. Not ready to go. That's it for this video. Hope you like it and stay tuned.